Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Randizis. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Today we're going to be comparing the M13 and the Kilo 141 in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I did not think that the M13 really had a leg to stand on, but after reading the comment section of my M4A1 vs Kilo video, a lot of you guys said the M13 was the king around here, so I thought that I would give it a proper comparison. Also, if you're new or returning and you like the video, please hit that sub button, but without further ado, let's get right into it. I'm gonna be honest with you, the M13 is a good gun, but I honestly believe the Kilo is a better choice between the two. Mind you, from switching over to it for the past few days to do some testing, I was pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoyed using the gun. It can be a lot of fun, and its headshot multiplier makes the gun feel much stronger than it actually is. The M13 has a very high RPM at 900 than the Kilo, which sits at around 750. Unfortunately for the M13 though, this high rate of fire does not actually make the time to kill faster than its current competitor, the Kilo. Here we can see the base stats and also hints at where the M13 truly shines damage-wise over the Kilo drop-off range. Before we get too into these, I want to show you my classes for these two weapons. The Kilo class is a monolithic suppressor, Singuard barrel, VLK optic, commando foregrip, and 60-round magazine. This is a pretty standard loadout for the Kilo. If you want it to be a little snappier, you could switch the commando foregrip for attack laser, but if you're using it for a long-range killer, this will be your best bet. For the M13, I have the Cyclone barrel, GI mini reflex, commando foregrip, tac laser, and a 60-round mag. You could mirror both attachments for these weapons, but I've been using the M13 more with a sniper other than an SMG because of its high rounds per minute, and it's been working out fairly well for me. Obviously, this test will be slightly different depending on your own personal attachments, but this is how I kit my weapons. So there are two versions of this graph that we are looking at. On the left is not the one counting the ADS time, and on the right is 75% ADS time. Now, most of the time you are already aimed down sight when looking at somebody, and when that is the case, the Kilo wins at pretty much every damage range except after 85 plus meters. But if you get surprised by somebody and start shooting only after you've started ADSing, then the M13 is actually stronger at every range. But that is only because of my specific build, which I did because I've started running an HDR with my class because everybody is sniping now. I kit my M13 to be more submachine gunny so that if someone sneaks up behind me, I can quickly snap on them and kill them. More time than not though, if you are running an M13 and your opponent is running a Kilo, you're gonna get outclassed. Unless you are more than 80 meters away, then the M13 is actually surprisingly better than the Kilo by over 100 milliseconds. Keep in mind though that the Kilo kills 100 milliseconds-ish faster than the M13 for anything closer than 85 meters. So let's take a look at the recoil test. None of this should be new, but the Kilo kicks up and to the left, whereas the M13 kicks up and to the right. Now, I've definitely said this multiple times, but I'm gonna say it again. Right kicking recoil is easier to control than left kicking because most guns in Call of Duty have traditionally kicked to the right. So even though the Kilo looks like its recoil is better than the M13 will be easier to control for a lot of people. With that in mind, if you can master the left kicking recoil of the Kilo, then you will have a much easier time lasering people. With that in mind, one more thing about the M13, this gun's first initial bullets have a much larger kick than the remaining bullet. Many times I've noticed that as soon as I push down the trigger and start shooting the M13, it has a huge kick, and then if I can control that, the rest of the recoil is relatively manageable. Most guns have this where the first 3 bullets are a little jumpy and then calm down after a second. One other thing I will say is that the M13 has a little bit more side-to-side jump than the Kilo. It looks like it takes about 2 steps to the right, 1 step to the left, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, and so on and so forth. This isn't a deal breaker per se, but it is something to keep in mind when choosing between these two guns. The Kilo has less of this, but both weapons definitely have it. The Kilo, however, though, once its little 3-bullet jump at the beginning of shooting, has very little movement. Again, if you're not used to the left kicking recoil, this might be difficult to learn, but once you can, it'll make this gun amazing. Now onto my personal favorite portion of the video, my feelings. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I personally believe that the Kilo is better than the M13, but the margin is pretty small. All of these ARs are around the same level, and when it comes down to it, it's personal preference. We should honestly be very happy that Warzone isn't ruled by one powerhouse gun. Whether you choose the Kilo or the M13, you're definitely gonna get a lot of kills. However, you're gonna get more with the Kilo. Guys, if you like the video, like the video. If you love the video, subscribe down below, and let me know in the comments section if you got triggered by me not liking your favorite gun. Peace out.